National championship game has been played, and a former Bama assistant is the coach with the best team in the country. Yeah, we've said that before. And it seems like that's a formula for a lot of schools, but not Alabama. I want to talk about the coaching situation right now in Tuscaloosa, what happened in the transfer portal. How about basketball? Is Charles Bediako seriously going to play for Bama? I thought he was in the NBA G League or something. All that right here on the show, brought to you by Pearl River Resort. Like, subscribe, thumbs up, hit the bell, do all those things. And don't forget about Pearl River. Hour and a half from Tuscaloosa, 2 and change from Birmingham. Silver Star, Golden Moon Casino. Full-size sports book, Timeout Sports Lounge. You can go in there and play all the games. 20 big screen TVs. They got every single thing that you want to watch on there as well. And it's a good time. All right, let's get this party started. All right, guys, welcome to the next round. Good to talk to you. That is Jake Coker. You know him from his days on the football field and also on the show. I'm Mick Gillespie, just your humble host, and also your canary in the coal mine. That is signaling that Alabama might be in some trouble. I'm not at all happy about what's going on in the transfer portal. I guess I really dug into it after our last show. And Bama better get working, because when you start losing your interior defensive linemen that you thought were coming back, you only get 2 guys back on offense. It just feels like, watching what won at Indiana, feels like Alabama's got a lot of work to do, Jake. Talk me out of this. Talk me out of this feel I'm in right now.
Well, CBS gave us the transfer portal label as one of the biggest losers. Nobody lost more good players than us.
Yeah. I mean, it's honestly, it's terrible. I mean, it's absolutely terrible. Like, you have the guys you're going to lose in the draft, but to lose like Smith and Russaw and Horton, I mean, you start going through that list. I mean, how are you going to replace these guys?
You're going to have to find a way to channel your Kurt Signetti find diamonds in the rough kind of thing that are pretty freaking old too.
Right.
I think that's the formula now, right? He's the new trendsetter in college football. I think that's what everybody's going to do. I mean, Ohio State and the teams we talked about last podcast, they've got the money to pay whoever they want to pay. That's all there is to it. I mean, they're going to pluck your best, and that's what they've done with us, and that's what they've done with everybody else. At this point, you got to get – I think you basically got to target mid-majors, guys maybe that have gone to places like South Alabama, had big years. Have already left a school, have gone to South Alabama or Troy or somewhere else that want to play on a bigger stage and pick those guys out. You're going to have a gritty roster, man. It's going to be – toughness is going to have to overcome talent. And, hey, the product – you may not have the talent that we're accustomed to seeing, but maybe that grit will come back that we got used to when Coach Saban was around.
Well, it's a different time.
We don't have the money to be that guy. We're not that guy. We're not that. You're just not.
I hate to say it. I mean, Coach Saban could have done a better job of establishing the NIL when he was still coaching. But, I mean, part of it's that we won a lot. People don't have a real appetite to be paying for college players.
That was such a curve. And if it happened at a different point in time in Coach Saban's career, I think he would have been he would have
dominated.
He would have been the Kurt Signetti of it. No matter, I think he adjusts no matter what our budget is. But it was such a curveball. Came at a time when he was ready to leave. He's tired of having those conversations with players that revolved all around money. I mean, that's all it was, and that wasn't him. And I think he put those conversations possibly on autopilot to a certain degree. Didn't chase those with as much tenacity as he chased, other loopholes or didn't find advantages in a bad legislation move by the NCAA like he usually did. And again, I don't know what he could have done anyway. I don't. At some point, there's only so much funding that can be given to Alabama's NIL collectives and funds. So, you could say he could have done more or whatever, but I don't know. I don't know if there's all that much he could do at the same time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Especially getting towards the end of the runway in his career.
Well, they shut it down pretty much. Now, much as it sucks, it's just the way that the business is done now.
They had a collective. I don't know what he shut down.
They weren't. Look, man, I remember going through this at the time. Like, they just weren't really into it. Like, it was kind of like they just weren't into it. They didn't think it was that big of a priority, and other schools were out there going and hustling. But I don't even know that it would have made that much of a.
But if your other school's hustling, I know that Alabama was trying to get creative, but there's only when you're at Ohio State, you can reach out to a number of people who have a few $1 million at their disposal, where they're just like, yeah, here you go. Take it. It's.
Well, how many millionaires did Coach Saban make?
Well, a millionaire.
Is $1 billion maybe? You think like $1 billion in contracts? Is that like?
NFL players. At the same time, I think you're talking NFL players. Very few of them have generational wealth. It's not like. You're just NFL players are just cutting checks for millions of dollars to go to an NIL collective.
Well, I don't think anybody wants to do that unless you're like one of these like tycoon type dudes. But for me, Alabama's going to have to figure out a way to when Ohio State, Notre Dame, and Texas come and take all your good players. You got to figure out how not to let that happen.
I love Alabama. I really do, and I'd like to think if they asked me to do something, I would do it. But donating to an NIL collective for a bunch of kids who could just up and leave the next year is not on my to-do list unless I've got, just an ungodly amount of money that I really don't care if I light on fire. I'm just not going to do that. There's no return in that.
I think a lot of people feel that way, honestly. I think
some of these schools may, because they haven't won any national championships. You hadn't been there before, like Indiana. I've seen a lot of Mark Cuban lately. That's a guy that
I know him.
That's a guy that is capable of lighting money on fire, and has really enjoyed, I think, seeing Indiana win. But I don't know if there's healthy longevity in that over time. Again, what return are you getting out of that except for the joy of your team winning, a national championship? And at what point do you get tired of is there fatigue there? You're talking, generating that revenue has got to be, a lot of it's got to be organic, and there's got, it's hard to give away a lot of money to guys who are just going to up and leave in your program and really don't give a shit about Alabama, just the paycheck.
Yeah. Like looking through this list of guys transferring, man, geez. Isaiah Horton, Texas A&M. Jordan Ronaldo went to Ole Miss. The James Smith, Quay Russaw ones are like, just come up and kick us right between the legs, right? Both going to Ohio State.
And look, if you don't think Ohio State and Texas A&M, Notre Dame, if you don't think this is a leverage play for them as well, if there's similar players and you got one at Alabama versus another one at, I don't know, Kentucky, I mean, these guys want to gut Alabama and put Alabama, out of sight, out of mind, take them completely out of the equation. I mean, that nobody wants to see Alabama anymore. They want to see us, to use Coach Saban's, wording, dead and buried and gone.
Yeah.
Never even want to think about us in a playoff again. It's a good tactic. I'd do the same thing.
Yeah. Well, were you like when you see these guys that like are coming in? I mean, can you? And they well, how do I say this? Like for us to win, we can't miss in the portal, and I think that's what Indiana did. But I also look at like the high school guys, and I'm thinking it's a bad investment. Like it's a bad investment to take all these high school guys, waste your time teaching them how to play football, give them a nice place to live, let them go somewhere else, and then buy them off of the other schools instead of putting in a class of 25, and then and then the ones that you like, some of those guys you need them for next year, they roll out on you.
Well, that's one of my big arguments has been you got to have good high school classes that come in and you can build culture and continuity with those guys. But I'm leaning towards after watching this, I don't put it all. I can't put this on Kalen DeBoer because again, at some point money talks. When you see our guys go to Ohio State and Texas, again, you know what it's for. I mean, it's not like Texas football wise provides any more than Alabama does. Alabama is the people running Alabama understand that football is the Cadillac, and when you play football at Alabama, you're given every opportunity, every amenity, every positive bonus that helps you perform on the field. There's nothing that any other school is going to provide you that Alabama does not. Facilities, amenities, staff, support, no matter what it is, from a football standpoint, you've got it made at Alabama. So if you're leaving, I mean, Kalen DeBoer, that coaching staff, I think they do a great job of maintaining relationships with these players. I think the players trust them. I think there's a relationship in which the coaches care for the players care for the coaches. But, we're talking about Ty Simpson getting $6.5 million offer from Miami when Alabama may only be able to pay you $1 million, for your top line players. So, that's a huge deal. That's a different level of money. And some of these kids, I'd have a hard time blaming them right now, to be honest with you. That would be a tough decision to stick around when you got a $5 million difference on the table, which I believe. I think Ty Simpson was making just north of $1 million last year. Then to get offered $6.5.
That's a no-brainer right there, Ty. He's going to the NFL. And this is definitely the year to be a quarterback going to the NFL for Ty Simpson because there's not a lot of traffic there. So
while if you're leaving, I saw Clay Travis talking about this earlier this week, or maybe it was last week, but I think it's totally and completely just dumb to leave for $50,000, $100,000. That's dumb. But when you're talking about these huge numbers, and that Ohio State, you see where these guys are going. I haven't seen those contracts, but I've got to think that those numbers are differing. The differential in those numbers is pretty big.
Right. Yeah. Well, Quay Russaw and James Smith, those are enormous losses. I can even deal with Isaiah Horton.
Isaiah Horton too.
I can deal with that more than two of your best guys on defense.
And then when you lose Quay Russaw, Keon Keeley becomes more of an issue.
Exactly. He's leaving too.
So,
look, the guy had like 2 good games. Those dudes, they're dogs, man. Those are some dogs right there.
I got you, but it's a depth thing at this point. How much did we struggle with depth last year?
Yeah.
It was a never-ending issue. I thought the coaching staff did a great job of, especially defensively with all the injuries we had, performed at the level they performed. and then you got, 3 edge guys leaving. I mean, I know Renaud. You can say Renaud and Keeley, weren't as impactful as Quay, but you lose 3 guys in that same position group, man, you're hurting. There's not a whole lot of experience there, especially at Alabama.
Yeah. Yeah. When we talked about when this coaching staff got here, like they were just so like not connected with Alabama football, right? And I kind of talked about that in the open. A lot of you guys question why we didn't get somebody that was a disciple of Nick Saban. And it's like, well, we didn't always work with the Bear Bryants, This is different though, man. Like Nick Saban has developed every single decent coach out there. I mean, at least I'd say like 70% of them. I mean, it's crazy. Like when you look at the super elite coaches, they all have an Alabama tie. And it's organizational. It's not just X's and O's, man. Like when you hear Kirk Signetti talk about, it's like, I was here. Nobody took me seriously. I didn't go to Alabama. He's like, 1 year there. I'm like, okay, I see what I needed to do. Kirby Smart, Brett Key. What's the guy that was in Miami? That's at Miami. He's in there.
Mario.
Pete Golding, the who I thought actually did a pretty good job, even though I made fun of him a few times. And I probably still will. Lane Kiffin, I mean, go down the list. And then we got a guy that's kind of just not connected. I feel like for Alabama, they're going to have to get the in-state guys. They're going to have to dominate in-state to win because they got to have people that are loyal to the A.
That's what I was about to say.
That's what I was getting to. Let me say this, Jake, because I don't want anybody to misread what I'm saying. I'm not saying that I don't like Coach DeBoer. I'm not saying I don't think he's a good coach. I'm saying I think he's a good coach, and I do like him. Just saying that we have a very different culture here, and
Well, I think it's just a frustrating time if you pull for Alabama. It's a weird after the 17 years that we just had. You watch the state of things, and I mean, when we showed up in the Rose Bowl or wherever we played and played good teams, we were usually the victor. You go to a game as an Alabama fan and you expect to win. That's the mindset you have. And over the last 17 years, 20 years, whatever you want to, that's been the case. We show up, we win. I mean, and all of a sudden with all the regulation put in place, to just have it stripped from you. And nobody really knows the rules. I mean, we were talking about Charles Bediaco before this show off air.
We'll get there. Yeah.
How the hell? What the hell? I'm kind of like, I was joking with somebody. I was like, man, these rules are insane, but if they benefit us, I'm all in. But nobody knows the rules. I believe it was a district court judge who enforced whatever ruling it was to make him eligible. District court judge in Tuscaloosa, which I thought was pretty funny. And we'll see how that plays out. But man, it's just I don't know. It's gotten out of hand. It's which we've been talking about for 2 years. But if you're going to recruit high school guys, you got to recruit guys who, when you show up to their house, they got an Alabama. It's not like it used to be where when you got recruited, if you're getting recruited by Alabama and you're an Alabama fan, you got to pretend, oh, well, I really love Florida State growing up too. Can't pretend like you're all in.
Is that what you did?
Well, no, my situation was a lot different. But I did see.
Oh, come on. You're like, oh, Bobby Bowden. I was a big Bobby Bowden guy. You couldn't not like Bobby Bowden, though.
No, you couldn't.
I think we all like Bobby Bowden. All right, let me say this before we move on to the next topic, that our show is proudly presented by Patriot Roofing and Builders. That's our number, 205-919-4494. Like us, you guys are always working on fixing the house up, and you need the right people to help you. These guys are unlimited They do everything when it comes to home building. They have their license for total home renovations and solutions. I'm talking about roofing, siding, gutters, windows, full home renovations, free inspections. What I love is if you call that number, Will and Justin, the owners of the company, are going to answer. You're not going to have to sit there and go, can I get some help? I tried to get windows for my doors before I had the doors replaced. And I was like, like, you remember I broke the glass edging in the studio, and then it was like $1,000 to fix the glass and the thing, and I couldn't get anybody to answer. I'm like, I'm trying to buy that's not what you're going to get at Patriot Roofing and Builders. They're going to answer your call. You're going to talk to the guy. You're going right to the top.
Yeah, but back to the
well, hold on. Let me set this up now. Bama basketball could have Charles Bediako back. Now, he was on the team, and then he left, right?
I was going to finish my point about the recruiting.
Okay. But all my good transitions. Just go.
I'll give you a C+. No, but what I was saying, back in the day, getting recruited, you kind of pretended like getting an offer was no big deal. It's kind of
yeah. This is good.
It's kind of like when you really like a girl in high school, you got to play it cool. Like it doesn't mean a whole lot to me that I'm taking you out on this date, but then you close the car door and you drive off. You're like, yes,
I did it.
Yeah, but now I tell you, if you recruit somebody nowadays at Alabama, when you show up for a visit, the mom and dad better have Alabama stuff on. The kid, their Alabama bumper stickers. You got to know they're all in. I mean,
you better, right?
The high school kid has to sell himself a lot more than what he used to. I know that. I mean, it's just you got to have some loyalty now in order to pull that trigger.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I guess Mike Johnson was saying something on the Bama Tailgate show the other day. He was talking about Curt Cignetti when he was at Alabama, and he was basically saying that he was like the weirdest, like position coach he ever remembers. Right? He was wide receivers, and he's just.
I've heard that story. I've heard that before.
And so, but he, obviously everybody respects him now, and he was like, so it's just such a weird fit, and then. And now it's like we kind of hope that he's he's going to save college football, because it's like you don't feel like these kids are coachable. You're afraid to hold them up to a higher standard and all this stuff that he's been able to do. And it's like, but what I look at him and I'm like, what he was able to do is self-scout, right? Like he scouted every single player that they signed out of the portal. So he was able to do that. The other thing, though, I wanted to say was this, and this is Mike brought this up, I'll just tell you, is that he was talking about how awkward Cignetti is and how nowadays with agents, it's probably better for him because it would be so weird to have him come to your house to eat. It's just like, I kind of get that,
Yeah, I don't see him being well, I don't know. I mean,
now he's got a ring.
Yeah.
Can you believe they went Indiana went 16-0 and just crushed teams?
I mean, I never would have ever thought I'd see this day. I mean,
me neither. And through the NIL, right through it.
Yeah.
I mean, Ohio State probably doubled them in the spend.
Oh, sure.
And they were like, he kind of was like, look, we got some money. I don't think Indiana football's got more NIL than Alabama. But I think when that guy's on there looking at film and stuff, he knows what he's looking for.
Let's see.
We're going to get to Bediako because I know you're fired up about bringing the guy back. Go play about 3 years of pro ball and then come back to college, everybody.
Hang on.
Bama ended up 7th in the final coaches poll. Indiana, Miami, Ole Miss, Oregon, Ohio State, Georgia, and Alabama. What do you think of that?
I don't know. It sounds like a meaningless poll to me.
It is, but kind of. I mean, look, man. I guess it's just where my mood is right now. This feels like it's going to be the last top 10 finish we're going to have in a long time, unless something
Oh my gosh! Don't
drastically
say that.
changes. I'm just telling you, man. You can't lose your best defense. How are you going to replace those guys?
There's still some time. When is the next portal? When does the next portal window open up?
I think there's still. You can't. Can you jump out? You can still sign, but you just can't jump out. I don't know. They'll be adding guys, but just because you add a guy out of the portal doesn't mean they're any good. But when you got Quay Russaw and James Smith coming to your team, you got two ballers, man.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. You know, all these schools tamper. I mean, they're all tamper.
Yeah. Well, there's no one's policing this.
Yeah, sounds like we need to tamper more during the middle of the season.
That's what we need to do.
Good.
I'm getting sick of South Carolina too, man. Like every year, it's like somebody's going to South Carolina. We need to go there and start taking their top guys.
Yeah.
Send them a message.
Well, South Carolina doesn't do much with them.
All right, let's switch gears.
I just did a Chat GPT NIL ranking, and I don't think it's right.
What did it say?
It said Texas is number 1, Ohio State 2, LSU 3, Georgia 4, A&M 5, Michigan 6, Alabama 7.
Maybe we get. I mean, I hope so, man. I hope that. I mean, we lost some talented dudes, but maybe maybe we'll get some guys back that'll. That's the only thing that's going to save them. They got to replace all the whole offensive line besides Michael Carroll. You don't have Jam Miller. The only receiver. Well, I mean, you get Ryan Williams coming back.
Yeah, so
Cedric Morgan should be pretty good. Some of the guys that you have. Did Cole Adams transfer?
Yeah, he went to Vandy.
Him and Micah DeBose. I mean, this sucks.
What?
The whole thing sucks. I even hit out. I didn't even do any shows last week. I was just trying not to be. I didn't want to be a negative Nelly. A couple kind of hit under the table. Like, is this? I mean, am I watching this?
Hey, well, we're making up for it this week.
I know.
This is. I mean, I finally had time to look at it, and so I'm like, oh my gosh, like what? Mm-hmm. All of a sudden, you take a break for a week, and it's like, what has happened?
It's like when you use a different roofing company besides Patriot Roofing and Outdoors. There's a hole in the roof. You know about that? That's why you use those guys.
I'm hoping there's something I've missed. I'm
going to need one of those dip things that you just put in. Wait, we're going. Hey, guys, think about your next vacation. Residence Inn by Marriott Ocean City. Man, I love that place. Our guy Keith out there taking good care of you. The Next Round did their show from there. We're talking about going out there this summer with LT. What if we added LT to the Last Call crew for some shows out there in OC, by the Boardwalk, by Secrets, by the Green Turtle? And we even got some Green Turtle swag, which, by the way, that hoodie is one of my favorite hoodies. Anyway, check them out, guys. When you go by, say hi to Keith. We're working on some new stuff, too. We're actually going to try to give a vacation away to the Residence Inn. So check that out. And we appreciate him so much. And you guys as well for being a part of what we do. All right.
I looked up roster valuation, and I got the top 5. Guess who is try to pick the top 5, which I think this is probably pretty close.
Ohio State, Texas, Texas A&M, Texas Tech, and Georgia.
Okay, this is
let's see what you got here.
So number 1, which I'm asking about Texas because Texas isn't on here, so that's got to be wrong. But it's got Texas A&M at first at a little over $34 million. Ohio State second, $33.5 million. Texas Tech, $28 million. Oregon, $26 million. Miami at $25 million.
How's Miami? Nobody goes to their games. I mean, I know they got like Ray Lewis and Michael Irving on the sidelines. Just a lot of those guys that just want to see them win, like paying that. They had a great run too.
Yeah.
Where are we at? Like
Texas
20?
We're at 20, 21.
Yeah, we ain't gonna last. We'll be like Auburn. We'll have a good
Indiana's
team.
Indiana's one above us at 21.1.
How sad is that Indiana has as much money in NIL than us? And they have like this is like the first time they've had a back-to-back winning seasons since like Harry Truman was president.
We need a Mark Cuban.
I'm sorry. Theodore Roosevelt was the last president when they were worth a shit. Oh man, we're gonna have to come off the hip. All right, I gotta ask you about this because we're getting into this show pretty deep now. And I need to know about Charles Bediako. He got a temporary waiver to let him play some basketball before this. I guess for 10 days, it's a restraining order. So he can go play a little hoops. Bama needs a big man. Played with Bama 21 through 23. And then decided to go to the NBA. Bad idea. We said it at the time, and he's figured that out now. So he went undrafted, played in the G League with the Austin Spurs and the Grand Rapids Gold and the Motor City Cruise. And so he's trying to get back in for his final season of eligibility. What's Nick Saban say? The grass is always greener on the septic tank. Good to see you back. Good to see you back, Charles. I hope it sticks because if
that sticks, we have a hell of a chance.
Yeah, we got the missing link,
Yeah, because I think that's what we're missing is the big man. Just one extra big man makes it for us. Mm-hmm. Hey, by the way, that roster valuation I pulled, it only included the college football playoff teams. Okay. So we were number 10 of all the Power 5 teams, which means we were in last place. We had the cheapest roster.
Jeez.
Which I'm laughing at that. It's actually pretty impressive, for Kalen DeBoer. And it's about what I figured, look.
How do you have, but here's the problem. Here's the problem, peeps. We got the 5th biggest stadium in the world, right? And it's like, Tennessee's the only college team in Michigan that have a bigger stadium than us, or like the 6th biggest. We have one of the biggest stadiums in the world. We pack it out. Where's all that money going? I mean, like, they need to be pushing some of that back to this roster.
Well, we also had some of the finest athletic infrastructure in the country as well.
I know, but you know what? That doesn't even fly anymore. They'd rather go to Indiana and play in a shithole than Miami.
Look,
the money.
It's like the NFL. When I went to Arizona, that place was a total shithole in comparison to Tuscaloosa.
Right.
It's these. Again, when you're in it for money, there's a lot of business around here with not so pretty offices that make a ton of money. You when you maximize and profit, rather than putting money back into the business, it is what it is. You got to pick and choose where you put the money.
Mm-hmm.
Look, we'll have to find a way, but I don't know, man.
So is he going to play or not?
I don't know if he's playing right off the bat. Because he's got there's a hearing on January 27th, in order to reconcile this. I think it'd be pretty awesome if he came and played against Tennessee and Tuscaloosa this weekend, and he could very well do it. Yeah,
he could have to forfeit if they won.
I don't think so. He's been granted eligibility. Like, there's nothing. I don't think there's anything anybody can do about it. for 10 days at least until the hearing takes place.
Yeah.
That's my understanding. I don't think there's many case studies that are similar to this. So
kind of reminds me of this movie where there was a basketball movie in this. The star of the movie would turn into a wolf and play basketball. Do you remember Teen Wolf? With Michael J. Fox, and they got to the championship game, and he played as the regular Michael J. Fox. He didn't play as the Teen Wolf.
And then everybody started pulling for him. Everybody was like, "What?"
His teammates hated him. Like the Wolf was amazing. Like he was like crossing over. He was like dribbling the ball behind his back. He was like dunking. You remember? Like, but the guys hated giving the Wolf the ball because they just couldn't stop him. What does that have to do with this? I don't know. I just felt like bringing up a Michael J. Fox movie clip. Did you watch that though, or are you too young for that one?
I know what it's about, but I don't think I've ever watched it.
You'd love it. You like basketball movies.
I think enough good stuff's come out, in the last 20 years. I've been able to find something different.
I don't know.
What is that, a 40-year-old movie?
Probably. It's great. It's still great. You like the Goonies?
I mean, I liked it when I was little.
You did? Okay.
I haven't seen it in about 20 years.
I was talking about my dream of opening up a tiki bar somewhere down in the Keys where I'm going next week called One-Eyed Willie's. There is a One-Eyed Willie's in I think like Conyers, Georgia, but it's not a tiki bar.
Is that going to be the name of your new bar?
The character, remember the pirate was One-Eyed Willie. They went in
there.
They took his money. Yeah, and then like the ship came out. Oh man,
I can still remember One-Eyed Willie's face.
Yeah.
What nightmares are made of.
What about the brother that they kept chained up in the basement? Sloth. Hey, you guys. We save all of the good stuff for late in the show because I know that most of you guys like to watch like the first 8 minutes and then bounce. Like, hey, guess what? If Bediako comes back to play, he's going to be like the Wolf. He's going to be so good, man. He's going to be so good.
I bet he's leaned up and gotten a little quicker too. I mean,
be like a professional player playing on your team.
I'm glad. He went to the NBA to develop for Alabama.
Yeah,
he's come back.
That's so funny.
It's just crazy.
Is there any chance it's going to happen? Hey, let me do this. We're brought to you by Pearl River Resort.
I may not suit up on Saturdays anymore, but I'm still in the game.
Let's roll.
In here, I call the plays, make adjustments, and lay it on the line. Want to feel that fire, that rush? Then you've got to get in the game. I used to say it in the tunnel, and I still say it now. Let's roll.
All right, that's for Bear Bryant out there in Texas when he takes his daughter to school. They say, let's roll on the way to school. Thanks to you, Jake. Did you ever think that you were going to be like let's think of some of the most famous like commercial lines. Where's the beef? Do you remember Where's the beef? The Wendy's commercial.
Got milk.
Beef? Huh? Got milk. How about I'm falling and I can't get up. And then there's you. After all the depression of the transfer portal and the fact that we don't have any money, we talk Goonies, Teen Wolf, and your commercial.
Yeah, at least that's one bright spot on the show.
This is the first time we've actually hit our quota, 2 shows in a week in a long time.
I do think it's funny though that that the reason that Bediako, hang on, yeah, a Tuscaloosa County Circuit Court judge issued the temporary restraining order. That is awesome.
As long as we have the hearing in Tuscaloosa, I feel very confident that Bediako is going to play.
That is awesome. Hey, if I was a Tuscaloosa County judge, I'd be stamping that in a heartbeat.
I mean, look, they make a great case, and I think that's what matters, right?
Yeah.
You just want people. You just want the law to be abided by. You know, and what world would we not want Bediako to play another year of college basketball 3 years after he left to go to the NBA?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, and I'd love to see the argument for it. I mean, it just, he's abiding by the law. What law is he breaking? I don't know.
Well, if you played for the Grand Rapids Gold and the Austin Spurs and the Motor City Cruise, I mean, that's not the NBA. It's not like, you deserve to get to come back to college just for putting up with that for 3 years.
I guess, I guess Bediako can enroll, or maybe he's already enrolled to finish up his degree. And he was
it's like I was on the lacrosse team at Alabama. It was club lacrosse. And I'll be honest with you, we got some pros, I mean, like some people that just knew how to play lacrosse. I didn't even care if they went to school. Just put a damn uniform on them, give them a stick. Let's go. It's kind of like that now. Like, wow, when Carson Beck's like, I graduated 2 years ago. Like they're asking me about exams. Like, yeah, everybody's really struggling at Indiana to get their exams done. And then he's like, well, yeah, I graduated a couple years ago. I'm just here for football. Okay.
Which I guess he was taking. He had to take something, I think.
I'm sure. All right, let me ask you this: what is life like now for Fernando Mendoza winning the national championship? What was life like for you right after you guys won it all, being the quarterback? And if you could go back and do it over again, what would you do over again?
Oh, I don't know if I'd have done anything. I mean,
not the games. I mean, just like being like just hot shit across the entire country. I mean, were people picking up your tab for you and stuff at least?
Here and there. I don't know, man. But I also,
you're too humble. Too humble for me.
I remember I went to Academy to get I buy something at Academy here in Mobile, and when that stuff happens, I mean, nothing changes for you on a personal level, like what you do every day or what your thought processes are. But I do remember as soon as that game was over, I was buying something at Academy, and it was like, one person recognized me, and then it was just like I couldn't even get out of the store. I was like, oh my gosh, things are different. I was just in my hometown,
yeah, right. And did you sign a few autographs?
I did, but I had to get out of there. And
wait here, I'm going to get a football. Hey, there he is.
That's people are going to buy footballs and come back and get me to sign them.
I can see that. You hate that stuff. You hate that
guys,
stuff.
I got to go,
You should have just been like Ben Zobrist. I worked with a guy named Ben Zobrist, who was World Series MVP for the Cubs. And you and I are kind of the same way on this. I make fun of you because I feel the same way. You just get uncomfortable, Ben's, I was like Ben's handler one time. He signed every single autograph in the entire stadium. Like, I was like looking at my watch. I'm like, we've been out here like an hour and 20 minutes after the game. He's signing everything.
Uh-huh. Well, I mean, it's, like nowadays it's far. I mean, I live here. it's not anything crazy. Plus, that was 10 years ago. So,
Right.
I
What's
mean,
the craziest thing somebody asked you to sign? Did any like, any crazy things get signed or at least asked?
No, I mean, I'm sitting here trying to think. I'd have to think through that.
I mean, there was never like, hey, sign this.
I mean, I was at a Mexican restaurant one time, and I remember I had just had knee surgery in Arizona, so I was on crutches. I'm like crutching up to the front to pay, and it was this lady was like, "Hey, can we get a picture?" And I was like, "Yeah, that's fine. Come on." And she was holding a baby, and she was like, she goes, "I've had a couple of these." She's like, "Okay, here you go." And I'm like on crutches, and I'm like, "What do you mean, here you go?" And she just hands me, like, I got to get my wife to hold my crutches and hold this baby for a picture. I wish I still had it. It's me with a cast around, or like, a cast on my leg or a brace on my leg, and I'm holding this random baby in this Mexican restaurant.
Yeah, and that baby.
Like, what are we doing?
That baby's going to play football at Bama one day, and it's going to be on like Sports Center.
Yeah, the weirdest thing though is when people are like, "Hey, can we get a picture?" And I'm like, "Sure," and then they just hold their phone up and try to take a picture of just me. That's the one thing I'm like, nah, you're not just taking a picture. Let's get in,
Yeah, right. You need to be a part of this.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny. Well, you know what? I feel like we gave him a good show today. I'm hoping that that Bediako gets to play just for the because it would be funny. And this team would be great if they did.
Hey, it would be great.
People are going to be pissed, though.
Look, who cares at this point? I mean, it's like Nate Oates was talking about that on SEC radio not too long ago. I think Peter Burns asked him about these guys coming back and playing after they've been in the NBA or the G League. And he's like, I mean, I don't necessarily agree with it, but he goes, nowadays, if it's a loophole you can take advantage of, then you got to do it. I mean, you got to put the best players out there that you can possibly put out there. And, it kind of just is what it is. So, I mean, I think we're all in the same boat, and this is kind of crazy, but, at the end of the day, I want to see Alabama win. And, it's not like it's not like this is, anything immoral or, just horrible about it. It's just a weird loophole, and we don't necessarily agree, but I'd much rather see Alabama beat Tennessee this weekend if Bediako makes that difference than lose to Tennessee. And,
yeah,
you can say whatever you want to that, but again, nowadays it is what it is. Fix it. I mean, somebody fix it.
Yep. Again, I want to thank.
It's like finding a way to, it's like finding creative ways to not pay taxes. Man, you just got to do what you got to do.
I'm gonna say that too loud, pal.
Yeah, cut that out.
Because I'll tell you right now, I love paying taxes. I like paying as much tax as I can pay. I don't even want a paycheck. I just want to give the government every dollar I have. Hey guys, we're brought to you by Patriot Roofing and Builders, Unlimited Home Builders License and Total Home Solution. They do roofing, siding, gutters, windows, and full home renovations, free inspections. Call those guys. I'm talking about Will. I'm talking about Justin, because they're going to answer for you. They got you. They got you covered, man. They got you. So take advantage of that. And then don't forget, we're brought to you by Pearl River Resort over in Philadelphia, Mississippi. Just renewed their deal to be our sponsor on here. It's great. And I thought that it makes sense when your spokesman is Jake Coker, because you want to be able to play a commercial on here with the guy himself. We appreciate those guys so much for getting our
Love
back.
those guys.
Love them over there. Was on Bo Bound's show today talking about the commercial. I gave you way too much credit on there today.
There we go.
If you'd have been there, I wouldn't have talked you up like.
Yeah, when I'm there, it gets a little uncomfortable.
I know. I go the other direction. But today I was saying, you got the look, man. You got the look. You're comfortable on there. We saw one of your commercials. We're going to play another one here coming up. And we just want to, what we want to do is we want to see as much let's roll as we can get in a commercial. And this was a 60-second spot. So you had way more time to entertain the audience.
Yeah, did you let his give his listeners an update? Let them know I'm not in my mom's basement anymore.
No, but you seem a lot more relaxed. You were kind of getting a little bit edgy there for a minute.
Yeah, I'm definitely, when you doing a renovation and being able to be in your own house with your own surroundings, it lowers the temperature a little bit.
Yeah, I'm glad, because I was worried about you there for a second. But you're back. You're looking good. Now let's just figure out a way to get some players back in the program, football program.
Yeah, got to find a way. Got to get more Xavier Crowells. I mean, I don't know if you saw his quote the other day. It said, I'm not worried about playing year one. I want to play as much as possible. Hopefully I can play early, but I want to develop and hopefully take over after, year 2, year 3.
Yeah. Yep.
Or take over after year 1 and really play in year 2 and year 3, which I think that's the mindset you got to have.
That's
Can't
right.
be looking for instant gratification and an extra $25,000, $30,000, $50,000 here and there.
Yep. All right. Well, that's it. We'll be back soon. Brought to you by Pearl River Resort. Roll Tide, everybody.
Roll Tide.
So, Jake, let's break down some game tape.
Hold on, fellas. Steve,
Hey, Jake, you ready to rock?
let's roll, brother.
Guess we're calling plays at Pearl River Resort. Wow, Jake's first throw scores. And Steve's got the crowd pumped. Man, they're absolutely rolling.
'Cause I don't have to be me till Monday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I ain't gonna face reality.
I tell you, Jake's still got game. While Steve keeps rocking aces. Boom, Jake seals it with a pick.
Come call your own plays.
At Pearl River Resort, let's roll.
I don't